Let's just sit back there, you're fine.
That's fine.
I'll just point
I
to
was
the
like,
floor.
what the hell are you sitting on?
Alright, so I thank you all for coming and watching this speech today. As you can see, our topic is saying no to homeschooling. My name is Brian Segan, and I'll be presenting. Nice to meet you, Brian. So, first off, homeschooling is a form of educating young minds that does not allow for independent growth nor challenges a young mind to make decisions that will have impacts on the rest of their lives. It does not provide children with the necessary core values to becoming a member of society that we as a country are yearning for. So, Stephanie Watson actually wrote an article in the History of Public Schools in America stating that reinforcing core values, as pointed out by the Puritans, was of equal importance to shaping our future. So I think what she's saying there is that although getting an education was important for us, that it is equally important for us to establish core values, and that going to school is going to do that for us. Next slide, please. So who is it affecting today? Homeschooling is affecting your children. And 50 million students are expected to attend K through 12, according to the National Center for Education Statistics. I think that's a pretty crazy number, 50 million. I mean, to me, that's just saying that public and private schools aren't going anywhere. They're going to be around for as long as we are here. So, next slide, please. So, some key points that we're going to talk about today. First, I'm going to provide you with some information about why families are homeschooling. Next, we will cover information about the sacrifice that homeschooling consists of. And then lastly, we'll discuss how measuring the level of success can be difficult for your child. All right, so the cause, why are we homeschooling? Why are parents taking it upon themselves to educate their children in their home? Environmental issues. So they're not comfortable with the environment, all right? So that could be the school that they're going to is not cleanliness, is not up to standard. Bullying and personal experiences for the child. So they're going to school and they're getting bullied. Well, bullying is a fact of life, I think. We all can agree with that, that bullying is ever present and is going to be around. Learning to deal with bullying is a core value that I think each child should obtain, and that is obtained through public and private schools, not homeschooling. Not receiving the best possible education. There are options if your child is going to a public school that is not doesn't keep up to standard with their curriculum. You can take them to private schools. I mean, if that's not an option, then empower yourself. Go change the curriculum or have an influence on what your children are learning. So there are options to getting around that. And then a last little note in there. Are we protecting children by homeschooling them from bullying? Personally, I don't think so. Just because they're protected under your roof during the time of school doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to be, they could be grocery shopping and they're going to get bullied. It's a fact of life. So, next slide, please. Sacrifice. So the home and school balance is going to be completely askew. If your child is sitting under the same roof where they're supposed to be comfortable after school, they're going to be a little bit more stressed out. They're not going to have a routine, so to say. Things can kind of get out of control. So a more stressful lifestyle that's going to happen. What happens when enough is enough? So what happens if you take your child out of public or private schools and then you decide, hey, I can't do this? You just open your child up to a very large problem. So they just got taken out of school to go homeschooling and then back to, so if you are going to do it, just think thoroughly about it. I don't recommend it. However, that is a problem that happens is parents find out that they can't take on the responsibility and then end up putting their children back in school. And then you have the after effects of that. They're going to go back to a school that they just were removed from and have to restart friendships and so on. And then further education. there is a sacrifice that they're going to have to take when they go to further educate themselves, college, and so on. It's going to be a completely new world for them. They won't know what is reality. They're not in the comfort of their own home unless they commute to and from school. That is an exception. However, the majority of kids go on to universities that they are dorming at and are away from home. Next slide, please. All right, measuring success. Homeschooling will not allow your child to truly understand how they are doing in comparison to other students. So you can sit there and you can tell your child, hey, you're doing great in school. I'm giving you the information, you're learning it, you're taking the tests, you're doing great. But if they can't truly see that in comparison to the other classmates, I don't think that it does anything for them. If a child that goes to a public or a private school has this, not a complex, but has this confidence about themselves because they know that they're learning the information and doing well in school, then it gives them a better sense of where they're at. They won't understand what it's actually worth. So measuring success is very difficult, and it's not easy. Next slide. So a little bit of a review. So specifically the reason parents are homeschooling and how you can overcome these factors. So why are we homeschooling? You had the reasons why: environmental issues, bullying, things like that. How can we overcome those issues? Bullying, you can coach your kids through just about anything. If they're having a tough time with some kids in their class, I think that you can help them out with that. Environmental issues, the curriculum. If they're not learning what you think they should be learning, then become part of a board for education in your town. Be the change that you want to see. The sacrifice for me is probably the biggest part. So you're taking this new burden on to yourself that you aren't completely aware of, and it could cause huge problems within your own household. I believe that your child should be comfortable in their house for specific things. Education, full-on education is not one of them. I think they should be comfortable for more of relaxation purposes, for family-oriented things, but not necessarily for full-on education. And then measuring success, as we just talked about, measuring success. You want your child to feel and learn by themselves that they are, in fact, doing well in school, not just from a parent telling them. Next slide. All right, so circumstances may not allow for the easiest of educating your child. The first sentence there. So you do have instances where children have disabilities, and we understand that. If there's anything that you can do to keep your child in a public or a private school, I think that you should do that. Not only for yourself, but for your child as well. And then I have a quote here. The irony here is that we were told that public school kids were sardines who followed the crowds and that we were to be independent thinkers. But when we grew up to be just that, to form our own opinions about public schools and about homeschooling, separate from those of our parents, we became a problem. And that's by R.L. Stoller from Those No Good, Very Bad Homeschool Graduates. And he was actually very avid about homeschooling his children. He was not going to take any other route to educating his child. He has a daughter, and he absolutely was going to homeschool her. As he became more informed about the process and how it shapes your child, I think this quote kind of says where he stands about it now. So that's all I got. Thank you.